Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to make this pineapple tart keychain charm with a loop so that you can attach it to your keyring. Alright, so let's get started. So first, you'll need a 5mm crochet hook. You'll need scissors. You'll need a yarn needle. And of course your yarn. What I'm using is lover's ply 8 ply, so yeah, I'll have it in yellow color and also in a brown or a tan color. Yep. Alright, so to get started, we are going to use the yellow yarn for your tart base. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 single crochets in a magic ring. Alright, so your magic ring, if you don't know how to do it, you make an X like this and then pull up a loop and there's your ring. So we're going to put 6 single crochets inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is your round 1, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull this string close to close the ring. Alright, let's just give it a pull, and there's your round 1. And so if you're not sure, you can count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be the next stitch you are going into. So for round 2, you are going to do 6 increases. So an increase is basically 2 of the same stitches into, so 2 of the same crochets into the same stitch. So in this case, we are going to be doing 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So this is 1 increase, and we're going to be doing 6 increases. So into the next stitch, let's do another increase. 1 and 2. That's your second increase, and we go into next stitch. 1 and 2. That is your third increase, and the next 1 and 2. That is your fourth increase. 1, 2. That is your fifth increase, and your last one. 1, 2. That is your 6th increase. So if there's a hole, you can just tighten it with the short tail. Yep, there. And that's the end of your round 2. Alright, now let's go to round 3, which is 6. So a single crochet and increase, and we're going to continue that round. So if you're afraid you're going to lose track, you can use a stitch marker like this. So let's just put it there. There you go. Okay, so we're going to do a single crochet and an increase. And we're going to repeat that 6 times. So that's 1 single crochet, increase. That's 2 single crochet, increase. That's 3 and single crochet, increase. That's 4 single crochet, increase, that's 5, and single crochet, and an increase in the last one. I'm just going to take out the stitch marker so it's easier a little bit. 1 and 2. Yep, there you go. So actually a stitch marker is so that you don't have to count it through. Yeah, in case you lose count, at least you know which is the last stitch. Alright, that's the end of round 3, and we're going to the last round. That was quick, right? Last round, round 4. We're going to be doing okay, let me put a stitch marker first, and then I'll explain. Okay, first we're going to chain 2. Alright, and then we're going to do a bobble stitch. So a bobble stitch is something like a double crochet, except you do it a few times over in the same stitch. Okay, I'll show you. So yarn over through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and this is half of your double crochet, right? So we're not going to complete it, we're going to do another one. So yarn over, pull up a loop through the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and that's 2 of your half double crochets, right? So now we're going to one more, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 loops. There, so you have 1, 2, 3 of half of your double crochets. Now you're gonna yarn over and you pull through all 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 loops. You're going to pull through all of them. So this is your bobble stitch. So in other patterns they might do 4 or however many, but for this pattern we're doing 3. Okay, so that's yeah, that's one more thing you have to do is a slip stitch. So in the next stitch, slip stitch, and this is the end of one cycle. So you're going to do 9 of those. Alright, so okay, let me just untangle this a bit first. Alright, okay, so if you remember, we're going to chain 2, and in the next stitch, bobble 1, 2, 3, and pull through all the loops. And the last part is just a slip stitch in the next stitch. So you have 2 now. Alright, so let's continue. Chain 2, and then in the next stitch you do a bobble. 1, 2, 3, and then pull through all 4 loops, and you do a slip stitch in the next one. There. Alright, so just complete that round, and then I'll meet you at the end of the round. Ta-da! Alright, so after you're done with your tart base, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut the tail off, and then you just pull that tail through. Alright, so to make this look a little bit more seamless, I'll show you what I do. So put that tail end through your yarn needle first, and then, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so into the next stitch, pull the tail through, and and then you're going to go back to the previous stitch and just go through the back loop and pull through, so it looks a little bit more finished, I think. Yep. So anyway, yeah, that's what I normally do. And then with this end, you're going to, you can weave it in, or you can tie a knot and cut it, but I guess it's better to leave a long tail. Okay, so this is what I do. So first, let me just pull it through here. And then I like to weave it in from behind. Like this. Just weave it in a little, and then with the excess you can cut it off. Yeah. Okay. There you go. And also this one. This was the tail from the magic ring that you did. So you can weave it in a little bit before you cut it off as well, because it might come undone if you don't weave in, which happened to me before when I was making a beanie, but never mind that. Okay, so what do we do? Just find wherever you can stick your needle through, and then you're gonna pull through. You can go a few rounds if you like, but yeah, just for the sake of this tutorial, okay, I'll show you an easy way to do it. And please, you don't have to throw this away. You can keep it for stuffing if you're gonna do amigurumi, or if you want to put it inside here. Yeah, you can put loose ends of yarn, if you don't have polyfill or fiberfill. Yep. Okay, so let's set that aside. You're done with your tart base, and now we're going to move on to the pineapple jam. So let's take your next colored yarn, and there's also only 4 rounds for this. It's pretty simple. Alright, okay, so you're going to start off the same way. You're gonna do 6 single crochets in a magic ring. Alright, so let's go. Let's do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what you do next is you're going to pull this tail so that you make the circle. You close the circle. Ta-da! Yep. And I always like to count back, because quite often I continue through the wrong stitch. So yeah, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. Okay, so actually same as the tart base, you're going to be doing 6 increases. Yep. So it's can be a little bit tricky, but yeah. Okay, there you go. Alright, so we're going to do 6 increases. So remember, in increases, you do 2 of the same crochets. In this case, it's a single crochet, 2 single crochets. There is 1 increase. So we're going to do 6 increases, right? So that's 1, 2, that's 2, and 1, 2, that's 3. 1, 2, that's 4, 1, 2, that's 5, oops, 1, no, I did that wrong. It happens sometimes, but never mind. Let's do it again. 1, 2, and there is number 6. Okay, so after round 1 and 2, round 3 is single crochet and increase, right? Which is actually also the same as your Tart base. So, but round 4 will be different. Okay, so I'm gonna put my stitch marker so I don't have to keep counting. So I just remember to do a single crochet and an increase, and do that and keep alternating between those two. So single crochet, increase. Alright, congrats on finishing round 3, and we have just one last round to go, and this round is really easy. You just do single crochets all around. So just one single crochet in each stitch around. So you do that, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Alright, so we're at the end of the round. Make sure it's curving outwards like this. This is the part you want to see, and this bumpy side is the underside. Alright, so leave a long tail so that you can sew it on to the Tart base that you made earlier on. So just an estimate. Alright, so pull the tail through, and then if you want to add like the embellishments like the cross, or you can do like a crisscross as well, up to you. You will need your yarn needle for that. Okay, so just take the, let me find the end. Okay, so just loop it through your yarn needle like so. Alright, and then you can make a little cross within the first round. So this is the first round. So you can just do like this way, crisscross, and then you just poke it through from under. There you go. So you don't need much yarn for it because it's a very little cross. Okay. That's one. And then you poke it back up through. And somewhere here. Or here. I mean, if you don't like it, you can just blow it up. You're gonna change the position. Let's try that one more time. It's trial and error. Okay, let's try that again. So, where do I want it? I want it somewhere closer to the mid. Yep, over there. Okay. One, and maybe somewhere here. 2. Okay. It's a little bit more centralized now. I mean, you can keep trying until you find something that you're happy with, but you know what, I think it looks good for now. So what you're going to do next is just cut the tail long enough for tying. So you're gonna tie the two ends together, but not too tight because you don't wanna pinch this yarn. So just tie a knot. One and wow, there's a lot of thread here. Two. Okay. And you don't want to cut this yarn because it can be filling for the jam. Right. Okay. So what do we do next? You just sew it through. So you just place it in the middle like so, and then with your tail end you want to poke, thread it through the eye, the needle, and then you're going to whip stitch, go through the tart, and then up and down and up and down. Okay, so you can see this is the last round of the tart base, right? So between the last two rounds, this is the second last round and this is the last round. So in between over here is where you're going to stitch it through. Alright, so let's start here. Just pull through first, and then you're going to poke back up here in the next hole you find, or like one stitch away. Just poke it back up, and when you poke back up you want to go through the front loop of the next stitch of the brown one. So some people they go through both, but I think I like the one with one loop only, and this is the front loop. Yeah. Okay, so just pull that through, and then what I do is I go through the next front loop, and then I just find the next hole, and then you just thread it down like this, and then one more time back up. So same thing through the front loop, and front loop, you don't have to keep turning the tart if you want. If you find it easier to just face it this way, it's fine too. Whatever works for you. So, yep, front loop. One and two. Yep. So you can see it's starting to take shape now. Maybe when there's a little bit of space left, you can put some yarn or polyfill inside. I mean, if you don't have polyfill, you can just use yarn. Up to use. Okay. Oops. Okay, so around this time you can start to put some polyfill inside, or actually because there's yarn inside it doesn't really need much, but yeah, I'm just gonna grab from just now just to give it a little squishiness. Okay, alright, now let's continue. Almost there. Almost there. Wait, are we there already? I think we're done. I mean, if it's a little loose, you can always use thread a little bit more. Okay. Alright, so once you are happy with it, you can start to make that loop that I was telling you about, so you can attach your keychain and whatnot around it. So yeah, so what's this? You can cut that out later. Anyway, yeah, so what I do is I poke through the yellow yarn, like in the middle here somewhere, and up, and down to create a little loop. So you just see like how big you want your loop to be. I think the small one is good enough. Alright, and now we're going to make a knot. So let's go back through the loop here. And let's make a knot. And you just fasten it like this. And if you don't want to cut it too short, if you're afraid it might come loose or something, then you can just always thread it back in here. Yeah. Then actually you can just stuff in the rest of the yarn, so you know it acts like polyfill or fiber fill. Yeah, I'm not so good at this, but I'll get there. Ta-da! Almost there. Yep, don't worry if there's a hole, you can always squish it back into place, like so. Ah, yay! I made another one. Okay, so let's cut that. Maybe you can stuff it in as well. Let no yarn go to waste. Ta-da! Okay. And there you have your pineapple keychain charm. I mean pineapple tart keychain charm. Yay! Okay, since I already have one for myself, I'm gonna give this to my husband. Alright, I hope that it was easy enough for you to follow, and if you want more tutorials like this, then please subscribe, and YouTube will send these videos straight to your inbox or account. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!